Good morning, everyone. We are the editorial team of Ethicor magazine. Our magazine takes the position that transparency, honesty, and corporate responsibility should be never sacrificed for financial gain. We believe that ethical values are just as important as business success because every business decision affects stakeholders, including customers, employees, investors, and business partners. The most important ethical question raised by the Surya Mas Energy Berhad and Tanjung Solar Sdn Berhad dispute is whether commercial interests can justify withholding important information from stakeholders. While profit and business growth are important, our team believes that companies must remain truthful and accountable in all business dealings. Throughout our magazine, we consistently defend the principle that ethical leadership requires openness, integrity, and responsibility, even when doing so may be costly or difficult in the short term.
One of the main value highlighted in our magazine is honesty. In business relationship, honesty is essential because organizations rely on accurate information when making important decisions. When information is incomplete, misleading, or intentionally hidden, trust between business partners begin to break down. Our team considers the conflict between honesty and profit. Some companies may feel pressure to hide problems in order to protect their contract, reputation, and financial position. However, we believe that honesty must always come first. Transparency is equally important. Stakeholders deserve access to information that may influence major business decisions. Ethical business conduct requires organizations to communicate openly, especially when risk or problem arise. For this reason, our magazine places strong emphasis on transparency and truthful communication as foundation of professional business practice.
Another important value discussed in our magazine is corporate responsibility. Business do not operate solely for profit. Their decisions affect many groups including employee, investor, customer, and project partners. Therefore, the organization have a responsibility to consider the consequences of their action beyond the financial outcome. In this case, the ethical issue exceeds the beyond legal obligation. Even if a company believes it is protecting its own interests, it must also consider how its decision may affect the others. Our editorial team agreed that responsible leadership means taking the accountability for decisions and addressing problems honestly rather than ignoring them. Companies that act responsible help to create the trust, stability, and long-term business success. This is why we choose to prioritize the responsibility over short-term commercial advantage when developing the ethical position in our magazine.
Although our editorial team supports transparency and honesty, we also recognize that there is another side to the debate. Some people may argue that protecting a company's reputation, profitability, and market position is necessary for business survival. They may believe that disclosing certain problems too early and create panic among investors, damage public confidence, or threaten important business opportunities. This is a reasonable concern because businesses must remain competitive in challenging markets. However, our team believes that choosing profit over transparency creates greater risk in the long term. Trust is one of the most valuable assets in a company possesses. Once trust is lost, rebuilding confidence can be extremely difficult. Therefore, even though our position may require businesses to accept short-term challenges, we believe it ultimately protects long-term credibility and stakeholders' confidence.
In conclusion, the most important lesson from this case is that ethical decision making must remain central to the business practice. Malaysian businesses should promote a culture of honesty, transparency, and accountability at every level of decision making. Organizations should encourage employees to raise concerns, communicate openly with stakeholders, and prioritize ethical conduct even when facing commercial pressure. The Surya Mas and Tanjung Solar disputes reminds us that legal compliance alone is not alone. Ethical leadership requires businesses to do what is right, not merely what is legally permissible. As the editorial team of Ethicor magazine, we firmly believe that sustainable business success depends on integrity, responsibility, and public trust.
Together, let us uphold ethical values and build more responsible, transparent, and sustainable future for all.
Thank you.